Gणेशाय Namaha. Om Aim Saraswate Namaha. Om Shri Guruve Namaha. Blessed Self, Punya Atmans, adorations, Abhinandan hai, Hari Om Tat Sat. Katha Upanishad, translated into English, The Mystery of the Soul by Pujya Gurudev, Pujya Shri Swami Jyotirmayananda Ji Maharaj of Yoga Research Foundation, Miami, Florida. We humbly bow down at the holy lotus feet of Pujya Gurudev and thank him for his endless service, and because of that we are able to understand many scriptures. Thank you, Gurudev. Shukrana, Shukrana, Shukrana. So, blessed self, once again, today is another day into Pitra Paksha, as we are very quickly coming to an end and to begin the Navratri, Mother Worship. And today happens to be a very blessed day, as it is Indira Ekadashi. And today, the Integral Yoga Foundation, Divine Souls family, together we offered some service. We went to a shelter, we cooked food there, and then we served. And since this is Pitra Paksha and Ekadashi happens to be today also, so it is a very auspicious day. May you all receive the punyas, and as I am fasting, blessing you all, so you all receive the blessings of my fasting and also the blessings of the service, selfless service we did. And then also may the punyas of this service and punyas of this satsanga, Srimad Bhagavad Gita shlokas and Katha Upanishad satsang, may the punyas reach all our ancestors' souls who have departed and no longer in physical embodiment, and all those souls who are expecting help, who need help, even though there is no relation. May these souls struggling somewhere, stuck somewhere, may they also receive the punyas of this satsanga together with our departed ancestors wherever they are. May they receive the blessings of this service and satsanga and ascend to the holy abode of Lord Krishna or Lord Narayan, all one, to Vaikuntha Dham. May they all be freed from wherever they may be stuck, O Lord. This is selfless service for all those souls who may be stuck somewhere. May you give them the punyas, the blessings of this satsanga, so they may ascend to your loka. Om Sarvapitra Brahma Prasanna Bhavaum. And it so happened, it's such a beautiful day, and we began chapter 4 in Srimad Bhagavad Gita, the other satsanga we have. And then we also beginning section 2 of chapter 2 of this Katha Upanishad. With Lord's blessings, we are progressing, and may you all receive these special blessings on this special day of Indira Ekadashi. May you and your near and dear ones speedily progress in spirituality, be connected to our Lord direct. Katha Upanishad chapter 2 section 2 mantra number 1 day 48. The self is without crookedness or complexities and birth. So self, this is what Lord Yama is telling Nachiketas. That self is without crookedness means there is no complexities in the self and there is no birth of the self. It's forever eternal. It only gets embodied. So it abides in the city of 11 gates. Can you think of those 11 gates? It's this body that we are caged in, or the self is caged in. When you say I is the Atman, the soul, and that soul is caged in this body which has 11 gates. Having meditated upon this self, this Atman, one does not grieve, since you are essentially liberated. You become liberated. This is what you had asked for. This is what Lord Yama is telling Nachiketas, that what you have asked for, if you have asked for liberation, you become liberated. So look, Gurudev is explaining further here. Crookedness. Crookedness word is in quotes. And therefore, crookedness exists in the form of limitations that abide in the physical body, astral body, and causal body. So there are limitations in all, physical, astral, and causal. So the self is beyond these bodies. It is simple, free from all limitations, devoid of all crooked mental functions. Birth and death are characteristics of the physical body. The self is birthless and deathless. It is the mind that imposes the erroneous concepts of birth and death on the transcendental self. When a yogi meditates upon the self, his mind becomes purified. He discovers his essential nature by the practice of spiritual inquiry. Once, a person thought that his ring was lost until he became aware of the fact that all the while it was on his finger. You must have seen or experienced, maybe not you, but must have seen this with others. His simple awareness of this fact removed his worry and concern for the ring. In the same way, the self, which is the essential nature of every being, is considered lost. So it is considered lost due to the force of ignorance operating through the limited mind. When ignorance is removed, the aspirant discovers, I am that. Thus, though essentially liberated, yet he must attain liberation. The soul is meant to be liberated, but because of all this ignorance, these limitations, you have to attain it. So when the fact of the essential freedom of the self is glimpsed by his purified vision, his ignorance is removed, and along with it, his identification with the effects of ignorance, the astral and physical bodies. Grief and pain are experienced as a result of identification. So grief and pain are experienced as a result of identification. With what? Identification with the astral and physical bodies. You know, the astral, the senses, the mind, the intellect, the ego, all these mind stuff. So once you identify that, and you identify the physical body, only then you experience the grief and pain. When identified with the causal body in deep sleep, so when you are in deep sleep, you are with the causal body, there is no grief. So we wake up and we say, I had such a beautiful dream. That means you are in dream state. You are not in deep sleep. Because when you are in deep sleep, there is no dream. There is no grief. There is no pain. So although the cause of grief in the form of ignorance continues to exist, you don't feel the pain. You don't have any grief. So in the state of self-realization, the veil of ignorance continues to exist. In the state of self-realization, the veil of ignorance is removed, and thus the cause of grief is eradicated. So while I think there is a little bit of some typo here. So in fact, in the state of self-realization, when you are already self-realized, the veil of ignorance is removed, and thus the cause of grief is gone. And while you are in the process of getting to be self-realized, and while the ignorance continues to exist, that means you are not realized yet. A sage is no longer a slave in the city of the physical body. He is the self, the ruler of that city with 11 gates. Though abiding in the body, he enjoys supreme sovereignty over the entire world of matter. So what are those 11 gates? Can you give a guess? Can you think about it? This physical body is the city. That means your 2 eyes, your 2 ears, and your 2 nostrils becomes 6. And then the mouth is the 7. So what else? The Brahmarendra. Do you know what Brahmarendra is? So the crown of your head, right in the middle, where when the baby is born, that area is soft. It's said that the Lord makes the soul. The Lord enters into the cave of the heart through that Brahmarendra. That's why it's named Brahmarendra. Subtle hole at the crown of the head. So 2 eyes, 2 ears, 2 nostrils are 6, mouth is 7, and Brahmarendra, your crown of the head, is 8, the navel is 9, and the excretory and generative organs. So you can count that up to 11. These constitute the 11 gates of the body. The nature of the self is described in the following mantra. Mantra number 2. This self is Ham Sa. So Ham Sa. Have you heard of that? So Ham Sa. So Lord Yama is saying this self is Ham Sa, the mystic swan or the sun, abiding in the purity of the heart. Shu Chi Shad. Shuchishad. He abides in the ether of consciousness. Antariksha Shad. He is the supreme treasure of all. Vasu. He is the sacrificer. That means Hota. Who dwells in the sacrificial altar. He is the guest. Atiti. Who abides in the house. He dwells among men, among gods, in truth and in the supreme ether. He is born in water, born in earth, born in the sacrifice, and on the mountains. He is indeed the supreme truth. So Lord Yama is telling what the self is. The Atman. The self is described in this mantra in a highly poetic manner so that the mind of an aspirant may be provided with the best possible intimations. These lead him on to an understanding of the boundless glory and the all-pervasiveness of the self. The self is called Hamsa, which has various meanings. Hamsa is a mystic swan that soars high in the sky and sports in Lake Manasa. Have you heard of Manasarovar? So, Lake Manasa is like Manasarovar in the Himalayas. It's called Manasarovar now. So, sages who have become free from the clouds of mentations soar in the ether of the self and drink from the mystic bliss that surges in the Himalayan heights of Samadhi. Therefore, they are called Hamsa or Paramhamsas. So Hamsa also means that mystic vision, the sun which destroys ignorance along with its effects. The self is the light that destroys the darkness of the ignorance. Shu Chi Shad. Shu Chi Shad means abiding in purity. The self is realized through a purified mind. Therefore, figuratively speaking, the self abides in a pure heart. So your heart has to become pure before you can. How do you make it pure? Remove the dust particles. What are these dust particles? The bad karmas, the negativities. So how do you remove that? And it's not only from this life, it's from many, many, many past lives also. So you have to perform integral yoga, karma yoga, jnana yoga, bhakti yoga, dhyana yoga. All these eradicates your negative karmas and brings in positivity. So Antariksha Shad means abiding in the ether. Antariksha is universe. So abiding in the ether, just as this earth, the planets, the stars, and various forms of physical matter abide in the vast ether, like earth itself is abiding in the ether. All other planets abide in the ether on its own. So the body, senses, mind, intellect, the gross and subtle elements, the cosmic mind, the non-manifest basis of this material universe, Prakriti or Maya, abide in the ether of the self. It is by realizing the ether of consciousness that the self is realized. Therefore, he is said to abide in the ether. So your self is the ether. And all your senses, the Maya, the Prakriti, it abides in that self, the self of ether. Vasu is supreme treasure. The self is the ocean of bliss. Therefore, he is the beloved of all hearts. Hota means the sacrificer. In the sacrificial performance of life, the objects of the world are constantly poured as an oblation into the fire of self. Since the self is the basis of sacrificing all the objects and enjoyments of life, he is the sacrificer. He dwells in the sacrificial altar of the human heart. So many things that we have to sacrifice, bear with it. In where? You bear it within your heart. And that is a sacrifice itself. When you bear with things that goes around, you are given pain or you receive pain, but you sacrifice it into the cave of your heart, the altar of your heart. He arrives in human personality in the form of spiritual vision and is like a guest in a house, and that's the self. He arrives like a guest who is supremely welcome but who arrives without a prior appointment. The dawn of the wisdom of the self is unique and unexpected. The self is the all-pervading reality. He is the supreme truth that sustains men, gods, and the cosmic mind itself. It is the self that reveals himself through his physical body that belongs to the self. through the sentiments of devotion that flow like crystalline water, through the sacrificial performance of life in which impure impressions are sacrificed in the pure impressions, and through the lofty heights of meditation and samadhi, which are the mountains. In fact, this entire universe of names and forms is nothing but Brahman. So we do understand, many of us, we know that the whole universe, everything is nothing but Brahman. And there is non-duality, and that Brahman is eternal, that Brahman is infinite, and that Brahman is immutable reality. So it's easy to speak, but do you feel it? Do you experience it? That's what is very important. So when you sit in meditation, that's the time you begin to feel that you are one with the ether, you are one with the mountains, you are one with the ocean. And all that experience reveals a lot. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Hari Om Tat Sat. Let us all pray for all our departed ancestors, plus sending prayers for all those who need help, who are not well, or those who are experiencing anxiety, depression, any type of physical ailment, mental, emotional, stuck because of senses pulling you down. And prayers for everyone. Om Samastalokaha Sukhino Bhavantu. Samastalokaha Sukhino Bhavantu. Sarvesham Swastir Bhavatu. Sarvesham Shantir Bhavatu. Sarvesham Purnam Bhavatu. Sarvesham Mangalam Bhavatu. Om Krishnaya Vasudevaya Hare Paramatmane Pranatakleshanashaya Govindaya Namo Namah. May we offer these punyas to all souls that need blessings, and may the punyas be received by all of our ancestors. You can take their names, how they are related to you. And then also all those souls who are stuck somewhere and they don't have anyone to pray for them, may the blessings and punyas reach them, and may Lord Krishna receive our prayers and give punyas to all. And may they reach the abode of Lord Krishna. Om Shri Krishna Arpanamastu. Punyam Arpanam. Shri Krishna Punyam Arpanam Astu. Om Sarvapitra Brahma Prasanno Bhava. Om Shri Krishna Arpanamastu. Om Sarvapitra Brahma Prasanno Bhava. Om Shri Krishna Punyam Arpanam Astu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Divine blessings, love, light, peace, healing, prosperity to each one of you and your near and dear ones. Om. 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 This is Swami Lalita Priyananda from Sacramento, California. Hari Om Tat Sat Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.